Dude, 1-800-Flowers, great. What's up, YouTube? It's your boy Rhett, back at it again with another video. There's been a lot of talk this past year about Bitcoin reward credit cards. And personally, I've been reviewing and using a bunch of different crypto rewards credit cards on this channel, including the BlockFi card, Gemini card, and the Fold card. The main criticism that people have levied towards these Bitcoin-backed cards is that compared to regular credit cards, these Bitcoin-backed cards actually don't have very good rewards. They are paying you in Bitcoin, but if you take, for example, the Gemini credit card and you compare it to something like the CapitalOne SavorOne Card, Gemini is giving you 3% back on dining up to $6,000 a year of spend, whereas the CapitalOne SavorOne Card is giving you an unlimited 3% back on dining, entertainment, streaming services, and grocery stores. So overall, it's very clear that the Gemini card is just a worse version of this CapitalOne SavorOne Card, but unfortunately, obviously, the CapitalOne SavorOne Card doesn't give you your rewards in Bitcoin. Luckily for us, there is a new way to get Bitcoin back using these legacy credit cards by utilizing the Lolli app. So if you guys watch the end of the video, I'll be showing you how you can get Bitcoin back on pretty much any legacy credit card. I'll give you guys a real life example of me using my Chase Marriott card to get Bitcoin back. We'll talk through some of the limitations of this strategy. And then finally, I'll be giving a quick overview of the Lolli app to show you what else it's useful for and how I've been using it in my daily life. Go down below and smash the like button for Bitcoin rewards credit cards, and let's level up your brains. If you guys don't already have the Lolli mobile app, I'll leave a link to it down in the description. And then if you sign up using the link in the description, you can get $5 free on your first purchase when you use my link. It also helps support the channel, so thank you for doing that. As we're recording of this video, it doesn't seem like you can do what we're about to do in this video by using the Lolli browser extension. And I've personally had a bunch of trouble using the Lolli browser extension with different web browsers like Safari and Brave in the past. And so to follow this tutorial, you are going to want to download the mobile app. So to get this working, you're going to want to open your Lolli mobile app on iOS or Android. Once you open the Lolli mobile app, click down to profile here on the bottom right, and then you're going to click on linked cards here at the top. You guys can already see here that I've linked my Chase bank account, but if you were doing this for the first time, this would be blank and you would just click add another card. And then you would follow through this prompt. It seems like they're using something very similar to Plaid if it is not Plaid. And so just hit continue here, and then you'll link your Lolli app with your whatever it is bank account, right? So you could be using Bank of America here, Wells Fargo, Citibank, American Express, US Bank, and then if there were other institutions that you were using, you could come up into search and search for whatever those institutions were. Once you've linked the card, you'll see it show up here as like the entire bank is linked, right? So if I click on my Chase bank, you can see that I have 2 different credit cards linked with Chase, and I could turn these on and off as I want, right? Turning them on and off, and I could pause all here at the bottom, and I could delete certain cards if I wanted to delete them. But for now, I'm gonna leave them all on. And then when you're ready to earn rewards with these cards, you can go back to the main screen, earn down in the bottom left-hand corner, and you'll see card boosts, and you're gonna click on see all here. And so let's say today I wanted to get lunch at Shake Shack. I would come down here to Shake Shack and I would just click on earn. I would see the conditions, max $20 of rewards per day and 1 use per day. So if you were spending more than $200 a day at Shake Shack, you would still only get $20 and you wouldn't be able to use this multiple times a day. So those are some of the limitations here. But you would go ahead and click on activate. It's gonna show you that Boost has activated, and it's gonna show you that it's activated on 2 different credit cards. Those 2 credit cards that I showed you back in that original setup step. And so if you pay with either one of these credit cards at Shake Shack, you're gonna get 10% back in Bitcoin to your Lolli app just for completing this purchase. And like we saw before, it's only going to work once a day. So if you swiped this first card and you went back to Shake Shack on the same day and you swiped the second card, the second swipe is not gonna give you 10% back. Only that first swipe is going to work for this. So you can see here that you would obviously want to use the card that had the higher percent back at, in this case, Shake Shack. So if you had one card that had higher rewards on dining, you would swipe that higher rewards on dining card. You would get your original credit card percent back. Maybe you were using a 3% back on dining card. You get your 3% back, and then you would get your 10% Lolli Boost back within the Lolli app in Bitcoin. So overall, that's turning your 3% back credit card into a 13% back credit card for this Shake Shack purchase. I tried this out for myself about a week ago. I went to Chick-fil-A. I did the card boost for Chick-fil-A. It was a 5% back card boost. I spent about $20 at Chick-fil-A and I got $1 of Bitcoin back using Lolli. Back when I used to travel for work, I was spending hundreds of dollars a week on Chick-fil-A. I spent so much money that I got the highest status offer that they had at the time. I was like a Chick Chick-fil-A Red member. When you spend that amount of money at Chick-fil-A, they induct you into a secret society and allow you to buy Chick-fil-A on Sundays. Not really, but that would be pretty cool. So especially if you're in a situation where you're able to expense your meals, this Lolli strategy could actually be really helpful. And you can probably use it with whatever credit card you already have. You don't need to go out and open a new line of credit with some fancy Bitcoin rewards credit card. So hopefully this helps a lot of you guys out there that don't want to take the plunge to get a Bitcoin rewards credit card. You're already happy with your current credit card setup, but you would like to earn more Bitcoin in your purchases. Next, let's go ahead and take a look at some of the limitations of this strategy. Obviously, we've already talked about a couple of limitations. There is that $1 per day max that you can receive on any one of these offers. And then also most of these offers that I've seen only work once per day. So if you were trying to maximize your protein by eating 4 different servings of grilled nugs from Chick-fil-A throughout the day, like I was in 2019, you're only going to get the card boost back on the first time that you purchase from whatever this merchant is. But they don't seem to expire after you've used them. So I've used that Chick-fil-A boost, but I still have the option to use the Chick-fil-A boost within the app. So I could theoretically be doing this all the time. The other obvious limitation is that it only works at merchants that are advertised within the Lolli app. And I think that that merchant list is subject to change over time. There are already merchants on there that were not on there when I started using this feature in Lolli. Right now it seems like mostly fast food restaurants, but they are adding things like Aeropostale if anyone shops there. Obviously not a fast food place. The other big exception that I've seen is CVS. I feel like pretty much everyone uses CVS, and the offer that they had on there right now was 3% back at CVS. And again, that's on top of whatever your current credit card rewards are. So if I went and I swiped a 2% back on everything card and then I got the 3% card boost, that would be 5% back in this case at CVS. Final limitation here, while this strategy does work really well for legacy credit card issuers like Capital One and Wells Fargo and Chase, I haven't been able to figure out how to link my BlockFi card or my Gemini card or my Fold card to the Lolli app to take advantage of these deals. Because while it is great to use my Marriott card, get some Marriott points, and get some Bitcoin back, what I would really want is to get some Bitcoin back and then get some more Bitcoin back. So unfortunately, you can't double stack Bitcoin like that yet, but Lolli are working on integrating more banks to the service, and so hopefully that's something that they can get to in the future. This credit card boost is the newest feature of Lolli, but I've been using Lolli since 2019. It used to be pretty difficult to use Lolli because before the app, it was just a browser extension, and so in certain browsers like Brave and Safari, it wouldn't always work correctly. So you would go through and you would make your purchase, but you wouldn't always get your Bitcoin back, and so there had been times where I had to actually reach out to support to actually get the Bitcoin back that I was originally promised. Luckily, this hasn't ever happened to me while using the app. I think the app has made Lolli much easier to use. I use the app to buy gifts for my family from places like Nike and Bloomingdale's, and several times a year from 1-800-Flowers, which, like, this is not sponsored content. 1-800-Flowers would probably never sponsor this channel, but I do use 1-800-Flowers all the time, and I get Bitcoin back every time I purchase from there, which makes me like them more, and so I buy more flowers and then I get more Bitcoin. But if none of those things are for you, there are tons of other stores in the app, and there is probably something that you will like to use, and you might be able to find one like 1-800-Flowers where, like, you're using this thing multiple times a year and you're getting Bitcoin back on something that you would have been purchasing anyway. The best part about getting Bitcoin back versus something like Rakuten where you're getting cash back is that the Bitcoin can actually grow for you over time, and you might end up actually making money on things that you purchased. I famously bought some Udemy courses back in March of 2020 when the Bitcoin price had totally the bed. Since then, the Bitcoin price has gone up between 6 and 12x. So not only did I end up getting those Udemy courses for free and leveling up my brain by learning Python, I actually made money to learn Python from the Udemy courses. Some of the hardcore Rakuten detractors might be like, oh yeah, well, you could just use Rakuten and get cash back and then invest the cash in Bitcoin. But it's just too many steps, right? You could go through and optimize all of these little things, but is it really worth it for $50 or $100? In my opinion, it's easier to just get it back in Bitcoin, let it sit there. I withdraw it maybe once a year or twice a year, and I'm happy knowing that that Bitcoin exists and is experiencing the ups and downs from the Bitcoin market. Again, if you guys want to use Lolli, I'll have a link down in the description. Comment down below, what is the most percent back you've gotten from using Lolli? I think as of the recording of this video, mine is about 85% from those Udemy courses, just because the Bitcoin price has crashed. I think when we were up around $65,000 of price, those Udemy courses had made me something like 165% of the value of the courses. Go like the video if you learned something, and come back here every Monday at 10 a.m. Eastern for a new video. I love you all. Goodbye.